Matt Hancock reveals the horror of the Indian variant. The lockdown may continue. The Indian COVID variant now makes up between half and three-quarters of all cases in the UK. Matt Hancock said today, the health secretary said in a Downing Street press conference that the fast-spreading strain is now dominant in Britain, taking over from the Kent variant that had been the most common one since Christmas. He said the new variant was still spreading, and the latest estimates are that more than half and potentially as many as three-quarters of all new cases are now of this variant. Dr. Jenny Harries, chief of the UK Health Security Agency, said, "In most areas in England, we do know that the new variant, the variant that originated in India, is taking the place of the 117 variant. So it's something we need to watch really carefully. The surging number of cases have cast doubt over whether the June 21st end of lockdown will be able to go ahead as planned." Prime Minister Boris Johnson admitted today that number 10 may have to wait for more data before pressing ahead with the easing of the final set of lockdown restrictions, while the health secretary told MPs it was still too early to say if the roadmap needed to be slowed down in the face of the mutant strain. For over a year, we have been psychologically conditioned to believe that if we do not obey the government's COVID rules, we will be breaking the law and could face fines, arrest, and criminal proceedings. This is untrue. COVID rules are not laws. They are rules that come under civil law, not criminal law. That's why the government cannot legally enforce lockdowns, social distancing, or mask wearing. They can only ask, request, advise, beg, threaten, plead, frighten, or use bribes to get us to obey their pointless rules. We were also misled into believing our freedoms were lost. Our freedoms were never lost. We have retained them throughout. We are still a free people living in a free democracy. The government rules by consent, our consent. They are there to serve us, not to control us. We still have the right to freedom of choice. So, let's use that right and choose not to consent to any more lockdowns or restrictions. Life is for living, not for being imprisoned. Sage advisor Professor Neil Ferguson, aka Professor Lockdown, said the roadmap now hangs in the balance, and his colleague Professor John Edmonds said he wouldn't go ahead with June 21st because it is a little bit too risky. Health chiefs today recorded 3,542 positive coronavirus tests, the highest figure since April 12th and up by 23.2% on last Thursday's count. It is the second day running cases that have risen by a fifth compared to the week before. But Dr. Harries said it may be caused in part by surge testing in variant hotspots. What do you think if the government continues to lock the door? Would that be a bad thing? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section and we can discuss. I will continuously update the latest news in the next videos. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. Goodbye and see you in the next videos.